where it came from.
Makes sense. Some people, I figured his name was like Grayson or something.
No.
That's a pretty...
He just started going gray in his 20s.
Well, now you know. Knowing is half the battle. What do you think, T? Hey, what up, Z? We got to get together soon, buddy. It's been too long since we had a pizza and a beer. And, dude, the weather's been so freaking perfect these last couple of days. Feels great just being out in the backyard in the evening again. It's so nice. Zeeg. Hello.
2 more days below 100.
Yeah, we got 2 more days to enjoy not frying like a piece of bacon on the sidewalk, and then it's right back up. I streamed my karaoke of Baby Got Back and got a girl's number from it. That's what I'm talking about, son. That's what I'm talking about, see? I told you it's a killer one. Nobody ever thinks to do it because nobody's got the balls to get up and do it. But if you can do it. What's up? Working hard in the evening shift right now, but popping in to get my weekly reminder to check your DMs, Paul's ego. Oh, yeah. I'll check my DMs. What is good in da hood? I mean, it's there's a nice breeze. The temperature is really pleasing right now. I don't feel like I'm busting out in sweat on every pore on my body and face, which is nice. Yo, is this Gabe Newell? Dude, this is Gabe Newell maybe like 20 years ago, man. Have you seen Gabe? He's all white. I just got a little starts of gray, you know, going. He's white. He's like Santa Claus level. Plus, I don't have like 1/900,000th of Gabe Newell's money. That's not fair. That's not fair. You can call me Gabe Newell all day, but you got to give me half his money.
Even like 10% probably would.
Yeah, Gabe, I'll be a body double, dude. I'll go white. I'll go down and I'll stay at the salon and I'll keep my hair white, my beard white. I'll be your body double, but it's going to take half your money. That's it, though. Only half, which is not a lot. You know, I think that's a fair deal. I'm taking all the risk. You know, I'm going out in the world as Gaben. You know.
Well, he got divorced in 2019, so he already had to give up half.
That might change the calculations a bit. Damn, D-Zam. Ooh, I bet that was a nasty divorce. Maybe not nasty in terms of like anger, but I bet it was just like he had to cut a check.
Yeah.
A fat check, because he's been married a long time.
Yeah, it said 96 to 2019. That was way before Val.
Oh my fucking god. I bet she took $1 billion. I bet she did. Oh my god, bro. That had to be an ouchie one right there. It's like one thing if you got married to some chick and then like divorced her a year later, she ain't getting hardly anything. But like if that chick was there when he, like before he started his $1 billion business.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a Bezos situation. It's like when Bezos got divorced. Think about it. Think about that check. Whew. That's a... I don't even fucking know. A watch looks sick. Thanks. Autodromo Group C. You remind me of Treebeard. Because I've got a beard. That's a good reference, man. That's a good reference. This guy's a beta. Dude, I'm an alpha sigma. Like, you don't know. You don't know, dude. Did Mackenzie Bezos become the 4th richest person on Earth after the divorce? Something like that. I don't believe those numbers, though, like the lists. I think the lists are completely and utterly ignoring who are probably the first trillionaires in the world, like Qatari oil royalty and Saudi royalty. Like, they never have to open the books because they're royals, and so nobody knows exactly how much money and wealth they have amassed, but it's presumed to be $1 trillion.
Well, just the amount of property that they control and stuff.
It's almost impossible to like quantify their wealth, yeah. But like, if you had to put a number on it, it would be $1 trillion. So like, everybody's like racing to the first like Western trillionaire, and I think we'll see it in my lifetime easily. We're pretty close now. We got multiple like 100 billionaires, so it's like just a matter of time. But I believe that trillionaire already exists, probably multiples of them, and I think that they're in Dubai, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Yemen. Do you fuck with Tucker Carlson? Fuck with him like a rapper, like when like that means you like it? No. Fuck with him like make fun of his stupid ass face? Yeah, all the time.
There's a whole Tucker gauntlet that you guys
Yeah, we did a whole like 6-hour gauntlet of watching nothing but Tucker Carlson crap. Truth or dare? Truth. I don't want to do any crazy stunt for you. I don't trust you to pick something, so I'll do truth. I pick truth. Add one of my generators went out here in the mountains of Missouri in my bunker, ended up purchasing one big giant one, and they used in the military. Are you, sir? This is a Wendy's. Are you okay? What month will the meetup be? I would say early October, maybe mid-October.
It's not nailed down.
No, it's not nailed down, but if you want to fucking guess, I'd think around there. Wrist drip shot. There you go. There it is. Dun, dun, dun. This chat has fetal alcohol syndrome tonight. That's mean. You shouldn't say that. People with FAS can't help it. These people can. Glute spread for us hate edgers? No. No, I gotta do it, dude. That's creepy to even ask. Truth question. Why do you spend a lot of your time doing live videos? The money? No, as you can see, there's never super chats here. So I don't really make money doing this. I could turn super chats on and probably clean up. And maybe I will someday. I have in the past. I did super chats on Ideology for a while, but no, I don't do this for the money. This, when I mean this kind of sit down streaming. I don't do it for the money. I do it because I genuinely enjoy it. I do. It feeds a need in me to constantly communicate, and I have fun with it. I mean, it definitely like feeds my business. I'll shout out my actual business here. People will like look into me and find my stuff, and that probably has led to me making a few $100. Cool. But I'm not out here like for that. I'd be stupid if I was trying to make money without turning on super chats. That's like a haunted house thing.
Yeah.
We could have him do that for Halloween. Spook people out. Good, honest answer. Yeah, there you go. No, I think it's fun, man. I like talking to people. And I don't do really well, like, on the phone. In terms of, like, talking to one-to-one people on the phone. It just drives me nuts because I have misophonia, and so people's voices on the phone are always really hard for me to hear, and it can grate on my nerves really hard. And so I can't really do that. No one human being can absorb a constant running conversation. And so it's like a healthy way for me to get some of my nervous energy out of my system. Some of my just like general kind of like, I don't even know what you'd call it, maybe manic energy out in a way that's pretty non-destructive. So yeah, works for me. I like it. Got 140 people in here already. That must mean stripping Granny is not on right now.
Nope.
Coming back. I think Cricket is just mad because it's not fair. It's not fair that Dinor gets to come out, but he doesn't get to come out. Which is why we are going to get Cricket one of those tunnels with the big net dome that you hook up into the house and he can come out. We'll only open it up when we're out there to watch him, but he can come outside if he wants.
Forgot I opened this thing about Newell. So even post-divorce, his net worth is $4 billion.
Whose is?
Gabe Newell's.
That's what I mean.
Post-divorce.
Yeah. Yeah. I bet he gave her about $4 billion.
Yeah.
Just bought her out. Oh, she's on? Oh my God, bro. How does she do it? Oh. Gyat. JFK likes Gyat. No, dude. The Gatters are here, dude.
Someone's just doing a straight up porn stream right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me see this. So this woman's just like laying on the bed pretending to get boned. And there's like, how many people are in there?
2,000.
2,000 people. And this woman's literally just laying on the bed, like shaking like somebody's boning her. 2,000 people. Two 2,000 people are watching this live. Ladies and gentlemen, we've reached a new definition for down bad.
Yeah.
Being in that chat. You has to be the...
Now it's 3,000.
Now it's up to 3K.
Yeah.
Being in that chat right now has to be down the worst, right? Because that woman, she's not, I'm not even trying to be mean, but she's not even all that attractive. She's just laying there in a big sweater going like, and she looks like she's dead inside. And there are 3,000 horny dudes over there like, yeah, give it to me.
At least stripping Granny showing a little something.
Yeah, at least
doing a little effort.
At least you get a little something for your dollar with stripping Granny. Yeah. You get a little disgusting midriff, you know, or a little booty. That woman, she's just literally laying there in a big Snuggie, looking bored and rocking back and forth like that. I feel like that woman's probably like a sex slave or something. I can almost guarantee you that that woman is working for some dude who set up the stream and just puts her in the room and told her what to do. And she's just like laying there for hours and probably gets paid $5 at the end of it. That could really just be a video on loop. True. It could be. Some 15-year-old kid is cranking it big time. I know, dude, but like, why? Why on YouTube of all places, you know? All for the views. Anything for the views, man. Anything in the whole entire universe for a view. Yeah, this is not the cyberpunk future that we all want. This is not it, guys. We're not heading towards cyberpunk. Newsflash, the future is no longer cyberpunk, guys. It was for a while in the 80s. The future was hella cyberpunk. Nobody could argue with it. We were careening towards cyberpunk in the 80s, and then something happened. We went off the train. And now we're not, dude, we're moving more towards Mad Max. Like, we're on the Mad Max continuum, not the cyberpunk continuum. It sucks, but we just have to admit it to ourselves. Maybe that's what'll get people to rise up. You know? The future is disappointment punk. Yeah, just nasty, bro. And people don't understand. People don't believe it. Like, there are still people that think you've got that like neon cyberpunk future. It's like, dude, that died in the 80s, bro. That future had a chance, but only just a brief one. TikTok Live is just as bad, if not worse. There's something wrong with the world today. I don't know what it is. There's meltdown in the skies. Seeing things in a different way. God knows it ain't his. It sure ain't no surprise. Yeah. Something wrong with the world today. A light bulb's getting dim. Something's wrong with our eyes. We're living in the fridge. Have you heard of the long 90s idea? No. If you solve the things that relevant, then we are done. Buddy. Okay. I'm gonna back off of this for a second. I'm really gonna fucking think about this for a second. I'm not gonna read everything now. Okay, I give up. I'm gonna start doing my pre-reading thing again. I'm gonna start pre-reading things because that wasn't even a sentence, my dude. That didn't have a subject and a predicate and a conclusion. Okay? Like, you need those things. Where Sunday is the most depressing day of the week. They're not for me, but I think it's because a lot of people, like, it's like the end of the weekend or whatever. I don't have weekends. I don't get days off, really. So, weekends are not part of my schedule anymore. But I used to feel that way. It used to be depressing too, like when I was a kid, you know, party all weekend, and then you're like, damn, dude. Like right about now, it's like 8:30, and I'm like, dude, I gotta go to bed in like 3 hours. I got school, whole ass week of school. Seeing things in a different way. Chess players burn a superhuman amount of calories while they're playing. Wouldn't be surprised if it's similar for performers. Oh, yeah, I don't know, man. I doubt I burn very many calories at all sitting here smoking cigarettes, bro. And the occasional joint, you know. I don't think that's what they mean when they say like exercise. Your endorphins and serotonin levels are up on Friday and Saturday and crash on Sunday. Is that what it is? I mean, look, dude, bro. I don't know. You fucking tell me. Back out we go, buddy. That's about that time. It was about that time. Spark up a doob. I've heard the chair says awful, mean, terrible things, but yeah, I have a Steam Deck. It's really good. I mean, if you have a big Steam account, there's a good chance that you can play like well over half your shit on it. Some of the games you can play on it are like insane. Like you can play like really high spec Cyberpunk on it. You can play Red Dead Redemption 2 on it. And it's beautiful. Like it works really well. So. Yeah, I have an OLED one. I actually have two. I've got the OLED one, and then my wife has the original one that I bought. Yeah, it plays Bibio game. Yeah, it does. It does play Bibio game. It plays a video game. That's what it's for. I'm gonna wait a few generations. Yeah. I think the technology is solid. Like it's not it's not like a poorly designed problematic thing. It works really easily. So it's actually kind of crazy to be able to take those types of games mobile for me. I don't really care to go see Wolverine Deadpool. I don't do cape shit anymore. I got burned out on like superhero shit probably like 6 or 7 years ago. And I'm waiting for it to go away and then maybe come back 15 years from now. Is your work computer separate from your gaming one? No. No, my work computer and my gaming computer are one and the same. I saw Deadpool and Wolverine earlier today. It was so much fun. Hey, cool. I beat Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, I started kind of like doing the multiplayer thing, and I was like, meh, I'm done with this game. So it's over. It's game over for Tsushima. I did what I wanted. I got it. I got done what I felt like I wanted to do in it. I'm done. I beat the story. It's over. Yeah, I know Deadpool's its own thing. It's not like a stereotypical superhero thing. It's way more like self-aware, but it's just like I'm just done, bro. I'm done with Marvel. I'm done with DC. I don't want Batman. I don't want Superman. I don't want X-Men stuff. I don't want Avengers stuff. I just don't want it no more, man. It's just like I cannot imagine myself going and paying money at a theater to see a fucking superhero movie at this point. I'm so done with it. It's been, you guys realize it's been 20 years of dominance? 20 years of unbroken dominance by the MCU and DCEU. Nothing beats it at the fucking box office for over 2 decades. Whole ass people have grown up and known nothing but, oh, there's a superhero movie coming out. Superhero. The last superhero movie I saw in the theaters, and the last one I will see in the theaters, was Endgame. I saw Avengers Endgame, and I waited like weeks after it came out because I wasn't trying to go get swamped in the theater, and I went and saw it. And I was like, you know what? That was a good-ass movie. I think I'm done with these. I'm going to let it end on a high note for me. And I have not looked back. Too much Madonna, Backstreet Boys, and other shit music. Huh? I like popcorn movies, and I agree that superhero movies are fun popcorn movies. I just wish that we could move past them and get more like other types of popcorn movies again. I remember action movies back in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s where you'd get like a big action badass dude and it was funny and fun and explosions and all that. Why don't we do those anymore? Now all we get are these grim dark action movies where it's like a dude that'll do anything to get... It's like that Man on Fire formula now. That's basically, they just keep making that. And that's not like the same type of popcorn movie for me. Like watching Denzel Washington torture a dude to death in his car and then kill him, you know what I mean, to get information. It's like a lot different than like Tango and Cash or Last Action Hero or whatever, right? And so, like, for popcorn munchers, you gotta wait until a fucking Godzilla movie comes out. Or you gotta wait till a Dune movie comes out. Or you've just gotta go see Cape stuff. Hope you're excited for Ant-Man and the Wasp Woman coming soon to a fucking empty theater near you. Oh, this conversation has put me in a bad mood. Oh my God, I'm having a moment. I'm having one of those there's no accounting for taste moments. Catastrophe. Catastrophe. All right. Fair enough. Yeah, calm blue ocean. Calm blue ocean. Yeah. Take me away, Calgon. Why do you never smoke bongs? Because I don't like having to clean them. How about that? Like, I've got a really nice bong, and I don't want to clean it. I don't want it to get all cruddy in there and then have to spend hours and hours trying to get it clean again. The bongs are chill, but I can't smoke out of a dirty bong. It's disgusting, and so you have to wash them every time you do a sesh. It's just a pain. Oh, yeah, good. Yeah, Temple of Doom. Yeah. That was my favorite, that still is my favorite Indiana Jones movie, and it was like my favorite movie when I was little. I had a poster for Temple of Doom in my room. And then when Tim Burton's Batman came out, that became my favorite movie. Man. I literally, and I'm not even trying to blame nobody, but literally talking about the woeful state of cinema, like put a whole gear shift on my mental state. It did. It was like I downshifted. Like I was feeling pretty fucking upbeat, and now I'm just like devastated. Dude. I don't know. I don't know if people are ready for that take. Never mind. The Paul's Ego take filter just kicked in, and I was like, you know what? We're going to keep that one to ourselves. True though it may be, we're going to keep that one to ourselves. Well, I don't know why, though. That seems stupid. Okay. So, I talk politics a lot. And, you know, I'm interested in it, obviously. And, you know, I'm very, very interested in labor and organizing and those sorts of things. I really, like, it's not disingenuous when I bring those things up. But if I had a button on my desk here that I could slam to destroy everybody's political ambitions, put us all under the watchful tutelage of a high-tech AI, and let us focus on nothing but art, I would hit it in a minute. Art is what I truly care about. I have passion for politics. I care about people. But if you really drill down into what matters to me, it's art. Just artistic expression, human artistic expression is 100% of what I genuinely care about in my heart of hearts. I'm tired of the freak show, man. But I've probably been at it a lot longer than you, Jerry. Although maybe not. Maybe I'm assuming you're younger than you are, but I've been at the freak show now for way too long, man, and it's lost its luster. And you know what has never lost its luster? Art. Visual art. Audio art. You know? In all its forms. That's never stopped being interesting to me. It's never stopped being something that I can passionately speak about. Whereas, like, politics, I gotta be honest with you guys, I told Amelia about this like a week ago, I think. I was like, well, that's my limit for politics. She was like, what do you mean? I was like, you know, every year I get to this point where I just never want to talk about politics anymore, and I'm already there. And she was like, it's not even close to November. I was like, I know. Oh, I know. Doesn't mean I get to stop talking about it. But man, am I done. Yeah. I mean, there's a stagnation in politics, a stagnation and just a blind ignorance that drives it that I'm just... You've read Dune. Does the Great Commandment affect your opinions on AI or machine learning? We're talking about like the Butlerian Jihad and the ban on thou shalt not make a machine in the likeness of man kind of commandment. Yeah, I mean, I think it's just one of the many interesting, super prescient things about Dune. It's funny. Dune is a group of books about prescience, and it is itself very prescient in terms of, you know, certain aspects of it in a science fiction aspect have really like become notable. You know what I mean? Hello. Dude, you gotta get over your ex, bro. That's a lot of negativity. Dude, take that ban and hold it. Okay? Because you gotta get over that negativity, dude. That'll eat you up inside, bro. You gotta find something else to care about. You can't be like dwelling on your ex that hard, bro. Like, honestly, you get broken up with and stuff, you get caught up in that trap of, like, translating your pain, and men do this a lot. I think women probably do, too, but men are, like, real technically fucking good at this. Translate all of our pain and fear and anguish and loneliness into anger, right? And then we start looking for the target of that anger, and the easiest target is that woman that broke our heart. Goddamn that bitch. And I'm telling you, man, I've seen dudes go down that rabbit hole for months, bro. And it's just never a good thing at the other end of it. Never a good thing. This chat is funky, man. This chat is funky. But I like that, Holmes. I like that. What kind of gun is that, Holmes? It's a 9mm Beretta. Kind of like this one? Yeah, exactly like that one. Let me see it, man. You've got one there. Oh, man, I've seen this gun. I want to see yours, this it? I love that movie so fucking much, bro. Training Day is a baller film. All the way through. Isn't that Antoine Fuqua that did that one? That's a fucking movie right there. Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. Doom, 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 doom. I do like Falling Down. They are similar movies, huh? I haven't really thought about it that way, but they're not similar plot-wise, but they're similar, like, in other ways, I guess. Like feel. Pacing. You know what it is? I just figured it out. Both of those movies, at the heart of them, are like the tours of the dark corners of a city, right? And the same city, LA, right? Falling Down is like a tour of LA through the eyes of this crazy guy trying to get to his daughter for her birthday. And Training Day is like a tour of LA through the eyes of this crazy, dirty cop and his rookie partner. That's the similarity. We arrived. That's what it is. It's that, like, dark corners of LA kind of feel. Yeah. I like that shit. I like that, Holmes. I like that. There's nothing out there for USA. Yeah. I think Lonzo played you for a fool, let's say. There's a dude in that movie. He's just a background extra guy. But I was like, this is the most cholo that ever choloed. When they show up at the end, towards the end of the movie, to that house in Hillside 13, there's like a little party going on outside, and there's this huge dude, like acne scars all over his face, and his eyes are like this close together, and they're like tiny, and he's standing there with like this beard, like a bandana on, and I'm like, dude, that's the realest motherfucker on the set right there, guaranteed. Does Gavin McInnes represent the guy from Falling Down well, or does he miss the plot? I haven't heard what Gavin McInnes says. Falling Down is about a man confronted with the emasculation of the modern world. That's, I don't know, so I'll say what I say, and you can tell me how close it is to Gavin McInnes. Falling Down is a movie about emasculation, okay? About masculine people having their vision of their own masculinity and worth challenged in ways that shatter their preconceptions. Okay? So let's walk through it. Defense, right? The main character, played by Michael Douglas. We start the movie with him in his car, sweating. There's a bus next to him. The kids are laughing at him. There's some dude chewing something. You can hear all of this, the honking, the fumes. He's coughing. And something happens to him in those early moments. He has a panic attack. And that panic attack wasn't his first, you can tell from looking at him. This is a man that's wound tight. But that panic attack snaps something in him. His perception changes in that moment. Gets out of his car, and there's this great moment where he looks at it. He looks at his car, and it's a piece of shit. And it's like he realizes, like, what am I doing sitting in this shit box, sucking fumes? And he just leaves, right? Crazy to think of, right? Just leaves his car there in the traffic jam and walks. Then on the other end of the spectrum, you have Detective Pendergrast, played by, what's his name? Fuck, I always forget his name. Somebody tell me who plays Detective Pendergrast, right? Fuck, what is his name? Not William H. Macy, idiot. That's the name that keeps popping in my head. William H. Macy? No, it's not him. William H. Macy. No, it's not him. What about William H. Macy, though, Paul Zigo? It's like, no, it isn't William H. Macy. Robert Duvall. Okay, I got it before chat. Robert Duvall is facing a different kind of emasculation. The emasculation that comes with a man that's worked a job his entire life, being kind of forced into retirement. And his wife, because they lost a child, has taken over his role, as he sees it, as head of household. And his co-workers and compatriots at the police department don't respect him because he's a short timer and a pencil pusher. And he is emasculated by his position in life in the very same way that defense is. He suddenly has a realization, not about his car, but about his desk. There's a moment in that movie where he's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm a cop. I'm going to go solve a crime. I'm not going to spend my last day as a cop sitting and looking at this shitty desk and letting people reduce me to it. Right? And so he goes out and becomes the foe of the man that had the same realization as him earlier. What am I doing? Why am I allowing myself to be butchered over and over again in front of these people? And these two men clash. Two worldviews, similar circumstance. Boom! Meet right in the middle. Beautiful fucking movie, right? But that's what the movie is about. It's about the lack of control, the feeling of having no control that comes with emasculation. Men are meant to have things figured out, and in the modern era, nobody has anything figured out, and that drives some men a little bit insane. Drives some men a lot of bit insane. What up? What up, buddy? I really like this take on the film. Like, it followed a different main character, but they're both the main character that should be in charge. Right, yeah. There is no main character. It is a duo film. A lot of people give the main character, because he's the outrageous one, to Michael Douglas, to Defense. But it's actually a duo film. It's a film about two men facing emasculation at the end of their careers and how they choose to deal with it. One of them chooses to be righteous, and one of them chooses to fuck it all. I've been righteous enough. Now I'm going to get what's mine. Brilliant film, right? But that's what it's about. How does that differ from Gavin McInnes? Yep. So it does sound like his Proud Boys sort of actions and his look are based on the idea of the film, not saying that the film agrees with him. Well, honestly, if we're going to dig into the Proud Boys and these types of movements, these kind of like pseudo-white nationalist, political radical, like radical right-wing kind of pseudo-fascist movements, right? They're based on the same thing. That's why they identify so much with Falling Down, because it's a film about emasculation. These are men that feel like they're out of control in their world, and they're banding together and choosing an enemy so that they can feel like they're in control again. That's why they identify so much with the film. Because the very same emasculation that exists in the film exists in real life. That's what makes it a brilliant film. And those men that join the Proud Boys are men that are feeling that emasculation. And they have to fix it. Men have to fix it. You guys know this, right? We have to fix it. That's how these broken men are fixing it. Right? And what they take from that movie isn't its core theme, which is the emasculation of a man that works a hard job and reaps no respect or benefit from it, right? That emasculation of living in a massive multicultural society and just being one little worker bee in it, right? They don't see that. What do they see? The cultural things that were hot button issues at the time that Schumacher uses as a mouthpiece in the film. So like his interaction with the Korean shop owner, his interaction at McDonald's, right? That's the things that the Proud Boys look at. Here's a white man that won't take shit no more. His interaction with the gang members on the hill, where he chases them off and then they come back and try and kill him and he ends up fucking like, they end up crashing out and he gets their guns, right? That's what they see. But the real reason they're connecting with that is because they're just as emasculated as Defense. They're just as emasculated as Detective Prendergast. So it's like art imitating life, or life imitating art, I guess, in this case, right? So the Proud Boys see it, they say, oh, look at that white man beat up them Mexicans, yeah. But what their like media literacy, or their lack thereof, doesn't allow them to see is that this is a movie about feeling emasculated and lost in a big giant world that doesn't give a fuck about your individual male drive at all, period. And that's the movie, right? That's the film. And so to see these men identifying with it so much just underscores the point of the film. Do you believe in free will? No. I believe in determinism. I believe we live in a deterministic universe. I believe that what you are is the amalgamation of a million things that have happened to you that you had no say in. And the choices you have are limited by that reflection. Just like everything else in the fucking universe. What has come before weighs heavy on your present and portends what will come to pass. That's determinism. You ever get mad when someone misinterprets a movie or art? No. In fact, I find it super interesting. Like, I wasn't really trying to, not that they're worth defending, but I wasn't really trying to like fuck on Gavin McInnes and the Proud Boys when I was talking about that movie and emasculation being the central theme of the film. I wasn't trying to be mean to them about it. I think it's super interesting that these guys connect with this film that resonates with them on such a deep level, but all they see is the latent racism that Defense displays. That's all they see, right? Oh, I'm like him because I don't like Mexicans and Koreans either, right? But they don't understand. I like him because he's emasculated as fuck, just like me. And he's doing something I only dream about doing. He's like actually lashing out at his emasculation. He's seizing his manhood. I'll never do that, but that's why I like that guy. Yeah, I'm the bad guy? I mean, just think about making that guy, think about the arc of that film. Think about making that guy your hero, right? At the end of the movie, he literally meets Prendergast on the pier. And Prendergast and he have a man-to-man conversation that leads to him finally waking up from the fucking ether he's been under. Right? And going, wait a minute. I'm the bad guy. I did wrong today. What I did wasn't righteous and correct. I'm bad for that. And Robert Duvall has the greatest line in the movie. It's just so, it's such great writing. He looks at him and he goes, yeah. He doesn't give him some speech, some hero speech. He just looks at him and he goes, yeah. And then Michael Douglas, the realization comes over his face and he's like, I can't go to prison. Think about your baby girl. You'll never see her again. See her from behind the walls of a prison? No. And he whips out the fake gun and the movie is over, right? He commits suicide by cop, basically, at the end of the film. Rather than live his life caged, just like he was at the beginning of the movie. What Robert Duvall is really saying to him is, you're going back to the grind, where you're just a number on a sheet of paper and your work means nothing. Nobody knows you, nobody respects you, and nobody cares to. That's what he's telling him, not prison. And here's a man that's just eschewed all of that out. He's just gotten rid of that out of his life. And now he's had this realization, like, I fucked up today. I'm not a crusader for justice. I'm a fucking fugitive and a murderer. Oh my God. And he realizes they're going to put me back in the cage. I'm going to be sitting in that car listening to other people's jeers and sucking fumes for the rest of my life. He can't do it. He can't face it. He can't face the consequences. So ultimately, he's just a super tragic and weak character. And so for these guys, to lionize this man who basically had his manhood stripped from him at the beginning of the film and then found it out at the end. For them to, like, make this a hero guy, it's a pretty profound way of looking at the film. Right? A profoundly, like, one-note way of looking at a very deep film. We're talking about Falling Down, yeah. You probably would have figured that out if you just listened. But, yeah, that is what we're talking about right now. You guys give me a sec. I'll be right back. We'll continue this interesting conversation about an interesting film. Let's go, buddy. Coming back out, staying in. The choice is yours, and the power is yours. Okay, cool. We were talking about Falling Down. But yeah, that's my take on that movie anyway. And, oh my God, man, I've got, like, text conversation city going on. My mom is texting Amelia in the group text. Just reading mom's text. very interesting take and not really out there. It's not, I mean, it's 100% not out there. It's what the film's about. You know, that's one of the things that media literacy unlocks, is the ability to engage with an art form like film on a deeper level. It's like, it's one thing to go to Dune and say, dude, when he rode that sandworm, it was cool, and that fucking fight scene was neat, and really enjoy the film on that level, and that's totally okay. It's a totally different thing to think about the philosophical underpinnings of the Dune universe, the subtext, and the message of Dune.
The political allegory.
Yep. And not being able to engage with any of that because you haven't engaged with any media that it's kind of like extrapolating from, and you have no kind of like historical awareness, then you're just robbed of understanding a film, in my opinion.
Do you think too many teachers just put on a movie to distract kids rather than actually trying to challenge them on it by asking questions and having discussions and stuff?
Yeah. I think that film ought to be taught. It's a primary medium of artistic expression. Why are we teaching painting but not film? Yeah. People should learn to critique film at an early age.
At the very least, if you're going to show a movie in a classroom, you got to have the kids do something with it.
I mean, they used to. We used to have to write a paragraph about it, and that was something. It's like, what do you think the main theme of this movie is? Yeah. Write a paragraph. Okay. What do you think the lesson of this movie is? It's trying to get you to think critically about a piece of art. It's not just like, wow, that looks neat. It's, what was the artist thinking when they made this?
Or what did they reference?
Right. What other pieces of art are like this that they might have been aware of and been influenced by? Ooh, I bet it's like this. Oh, like what we're doing tonight. We started talking about falling down, but we were basically talking about at the beginning, the parallels between Falling Down and Training Day. Both in LA, both of them kind of like show you the dark corners of LA, kind of like a tour of the seedy parts of LA. You know, both of them have the police kind of influence as a big part of it. Both of them, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of the interplay and a battle between two men, right? Yeah. I just am really glad and thankful to my parents and to my teachers when I was young, who did help me learn how to not just appreciate a piece of art visually, but to dig into the subtext and to think critically about it. Whatever it was I was exposed to as a child, and it was likely just a confluence of things. My parents have this, even if they wouldn't voice it the same way, they have the same kind of philosophy about art. They love talking about what things mean, right? My dad more so than my mom when it comes to film, but my mom more so than my dad when it comes to music. And so I got a little taste of both of those, surrounded by aunts and uncles and friends of the family and cousins who are all not artists, but artistically aware and media literate. Loved movies and could talk about them front to back, right? So I had that upbringing, and then I had an education, a public education, where it hadn't gone to dog shit yet. I was very lucky. I started my public education in 1986 or 85 for kindergarten. And I got an education where I was repeatedly and throughout exposed to art and forced to think about art critically, whether it was in an English class, my drama class in high school, my history class in high school, my middle school teacher being super duper interested in biology and making that a central focus in our class. These types of things like expose me to the art of critical thinking. I'm not saying I'm the greatest thinker in the world. It's just like I love trying to cross-reference art. It's like There's a great giant piece of art that Basquiat did. We looked at it during the Basquiat episode. Jean-Michel Basquiat, my favorite artist, did a giant piece of art that is basically a deconstructed version of Picasso's Guernica. The Guernica is one of the most famous paintings in the world. I know you probably can't summon it into your mind, but if you searched it, you would know. And Basquiat did this amazing painting that's like a stripped down referential version of the Guernica. And it shows up in his art too, like pieces of the Guernica and Grey's Anatomy and other things that he was interested in, jazz and boxing and social movements. These things all found their way into his art overtly. So he was a dude that would put the subtext on the canvas. He would label things, you know. And so being able to look at a movie, like, to bring it back to this, and go like, oh, you know, this movie, if you really think about the themes of it, are about emasculation. Here's another point to that. You guys remember midway through the movie, Defense is downtown and he sees a black man being thrown out of a bank. Or a black man protesting in front of a bank that wouldn't give him a loan because he's black. And they said he's not economically viable. And he has that moment with the black man where the cops are arresting him, right? And he walks across and he's looking at him. And he sees the parallel. They're the same man for a moment. And the black man says it's chilling. Because it's like such a, like, we don't know if it happened or if he just, the black man says, don't forget about me. I got goosebumps. Because it's just like, people don't say that. He didn't know that man, you know what I mean? And so why would he say that? So did he say that? Or is that just an illustrative point, right? Greetings from the army, huh? What's up, army? I haven't seen. I've been off the Destiny train for a few days. I've just been. I've been lost in Tekken, bro. I've been doing nothing but Tekken and chill in my free time. So I popped on a Destiny stream, but it wasn't a debate. I listened to it yesterday, I think, while I was playing some Tekken. But I was tuned in and out. It was background radiation stuff. I've just been out of the Destiny loop for a minute. But if it's good, I'll check it out. Yeah, dude, I'm all lost in the Tekken sauce, man. I haven't gotten into a Tekken game since Tekken 3 came out. And that was that game consumed me for a while, and I've got the Tekken itch again. And a lot of my old muscle memory from playing Tekken 3 way back in my 20s still applies. And so I can do some of the Tekken movement shit. Zafina is my character. I've never played her before. I literally was like, dude, Tekken is so badass, but I don't have a clue who to play. And everybody's got 90,000 moves. So I just have to try everybody out that looks even remotely interesting to me. So there were some people on the list I'm not going to play. I hate playing Jin, like any Mishima characters other than Heihachi. And Heihachi's been out of the game, I guess, for a long time. I guess he's dead canonically or whatever. I used to play Heihachi back in 3 as one of my characters. I played Steve Fox and Heihachi back in 3. And now I tried out Steve Fox. I don't like him anymore. I tried out Paul for a while, and I actually ended up liking Paul Phoenix quite a bit. He's kind of like my alt character now. If I'm kind of bored of playing Zafina, I'll pick up a Paul and just kind of like try and steamroll people with him. I tried King. I was like, I can't do grapplers in Tekken. It's just not my thing. I tried out that ninja guy. I don't know what his name is. He's like a black dude that's got an X scar on his face, and he's like a Hanzo Hattori kind of ninja. Wasn't my thing. There was some like British dude with a gun and like a sword. Not my thing. Tried out like a couple of the chicks. And then I tried out Zafina, and the way that she's got like different stances, she switches in and out. She's tricksy, and I like that in a fighting game. I like tricksy characters, but I usually like big characters also. Big and or tricksy. And she hits the tricksy spot very nicely. I like when people don't know how to come at me. I like, in fighting game terms, it's called conditioning people. So what you want to do is you want to condition your opponent to block certain types of setups and then change up your fucking game plan. And usually you just win the whole game because of that. Like they get into it, oh, this guy likes to go low high, so they start blocking low, then you start going mid and knocking their dicks in the dirt. Like it's something that you can only do if you're comfortable with fighting games. It's like you get them, I usually start pretty aggressively because I want them to see, oh, this guy's got one setup. Cool, I know how to block that now. And as soon as they start calling it out, instead of getting hit with it, I change my whole game plan. I use a whole different stance. And now they're coming at me with highs that are missing me because I'm crouched. So she just ends up working very well for my play style. I like tricky shit, and she's very tricky, but she's also very tricky to play. So I've learned her fundamentals, but learning her like big long combos and punishes and stuff is an ongoing. Yeah, just being a surprise. Like that's why, like when I play fighting games, if I'm gonna play a game and play ranked, I like to pick a character that people aren't gonna see much. You know what I mean? Like people aren't gonna run into Zafina every fucking day, right? She's not a super popular character in the game. And so it's like I'm already underneath their fingernails. I'm already underneath their tech. So that's fun. So I always try and pick like not the face of the game, right? Like in Street Fighter, I do play some Ryu, but that's another story. Okay. But Street Fighter 2, my main was Dulcie. In Street Fighter Third Strike, I was as a Geef main, so I tried Zangief, and I liked him a lot in Third Strike. Or not Zangief, who did I play in Third Strike? I'm thinking of I'm getting Street Fighter 4 mixed up with Third Strike. I didn't play much Third Strike, but I liked Oro, I think he was, some little weird old man. But anyway, yeah. I like to try and pick a character that they're not going to see 10 times every time they get on ranked. So like a non-traditional character. Oh, dude, I've been playing fighting games since before there were fighting games, man. Played Killer Instinct. I played them all. If the question is, have you played X foundational video game fighting game franchise? The answer will be yes. Played Killer Instinct. My main was, what was his name? He was the skeleton guy. Rattlebones or whatever his name. I can't remember what his name was, but that was my main. I played the skeleton dude in KI. Yeah. Favorite zombie game? I don't have one, man. Zombies Ate My Neighbors. There you go. That was a great game. I'm not a big fan of zombie games. War Gods on the 64. I had a friend that had everything. His 64 games were just stocked out, and we had War Gods. We used to play it. I don't remember much about it, so I'm not going to claim I was great at it, but we played it. You go back to some obscure ones on the... you guys remember Saturday Night Slam Masters? For the SNES? That's the game right there, bro. Saturday Night Slam Masters for the SNES. Yes, sir. Like a wrestling fighting game, but it was just like the conceit was you're in a wrestling ring. Oh, it's actually dope, dude. I love the big giant sprites of like 90s fighting games. I loved the like 2D fighters of the 90s. Uncharted is a good game for sure. I went swimming yesterday. Got water trapped in my left ear. Was able to get it out, but now that ear is all sore, so probably didn't get it all out. And now both of my ears are a little sore, so I'm paying the fucking price. Dude, if they released the an Uncharted anthology remaster, all 4 games bundled into one big giant package, all of them with a 4K upscale and HDR and everything, right? Fix up some of the wonkiness. Dude, I'd buy that in a heartbeat, bro, because I haven't played 4, but I played 1, 2, and 3 like crazy, bro. Those games were so fun. I've played For Honor. I don't like it. Super sweaty game, though. Yeah, you're right. That's kind of why I didn't like it. It was a little too sweaty for me. It was like I liked... Okay, here's why I stopped playing For Honor, okay? I liked the 2v2 matches where you and a teammate have to face off against a guy, and then you've got to be... so basically somebody has to win twice. It's like you face off with a guy, and then your teammate faces off with a guy, and then at the end, there's 2 left. And either one team has won, or there's one final battle. Right? And so I would play those games, and I would have so much fun because they were back and forth, And then all of a sudden, I would hit a streak of them, where it's like my teammate would get bodied, I'd be in the middle of fighting the other guy, and that teammate, his teammate would come and get me and just start backstabbing me and win. And I was like, isn't this game called For Honor? Have you no honor, sir? And I just got salty, and I was like, fuck this game. So, yeah, that's For Honor for you. Yeah, they 2v1 me. And I would hit just like a streak of people that wouldn't sit and wait their turn. Because if they would wait their turn, they were going to get beat. Have you no honor, sir? But yeah, other fighting games that I really liked. I mean, my big bread and butter games were Street Fighter 2 and Mortal Kombat 1 and 2, Sam Show 1 and 2. Those were the games that I put the most effort into when I was a kid, and those are my favorite franchises to this day. So Street Fighter is my home base. Mortal Kombat has gone down a road I don't like, but those early games are unimpeachably amazing. And Sam Show is Sam Show. Any not as known games you hustled at? Yeah, Eternal Champions on the Sega CD. I got really fucking good at that game, but good luck finding anybody to play you at it. My friends wouldn't even get on the stick with me because, like, they were like, fuck you, man, you're too good. And I was like, I'll pick some other character, but I was too good with those two. There was another one, too. What was that fucking called? There was one where, like, you literally could, like, saw people's limbs off. Rock and roll something? I can't remember the name of it, but it was on the Genesis. And it, like, I remember I had this praying mantis guy. That was my character. He was a giant praying mantis. And if you got the right kind of slice, a dude's arm would come off. And they could only use one hand to punch you. Your personality fits perfect for streaming games, you think? I have a hard time talking when I'm playing games. I've done some streaming and I'm just really not good at talking while I play. Shaq Fu, yeah, played Shaq Fu. I was pretty dank at Shaq Fu. But I went the easy route at Shaq Fu. I just picked Shaq. Everybody else was trying to pick the fucking weird characters, and I was just like, I'm gonna learn Shaq. Because I bet he's better. And he was. Well, I was better too, though. Playing Tekken 8 now. The next fighting game that I'm stoked for is that Dragon Ball Z Sparking Budokai Battle or whatever. It's Dragon Ball Z Budokai, but the new one. I can't wait for that because the first DBZ Budokai on the Xbox and the GameCube, some of my favorite fighting games. I loved those early DBZ games. I hate the new fucking DBZ Fighter Z or whatever. I don't like that game because it's basically just a rip-off of fucking Marvel vs. Capcom, and I like playing Marvel vs. Capcom, but that's it. I don't want to play another game that's like it. I like Budokai, man. It's cinematic. It's cool. So I'm super stoked. Dude, I played Time Killers. Oh, yeah, Time Killers. Yeah. That's the game, Time Killers. Yeah. That's the one with the fucking mantis in it. Yeah. I played that game. I was dope at the mantis. Dude, I never played many of the other ones, but that first Dragon Ball Z Budokai. My Krillin was so mean, bro. My Destructo disc was unmatched. People laughed at me when I would pick, like, ready up a Krillin. And I'd be like, about to learn. Big things come in small packages. So I can't wait to pick up Krillin. And then my alt in the first Budokai, I can never remember which android it was. The one that looks like a big fat clown. Because that was the trollest pick in the game. And so I had to learn him. And then the second trollest pick in the game was Krillin, and I had to learn him. I also had kind of a mean Tien. But I don't think I'll bother with Tien again. Oh yeah, I usually, well, maybe not the worst character, but the least popular character. And then I get really good, and I ride that to a lot of victories that I probably didn't earn because people just don't know what I can do. Android 19, okay. U plus hard games equals rage and lots of viewers. I don't really rage at hard games, though. That's the thing. I get scared at scary games. So if you want, JF, if you want to take a look at me playing a game, do this right now. Go onto YouTube and search Paul versus the Alien, or Paul's Ego versus the Alien in Alien Isolation. And there's a long, like, 15-minute compilation of a stream I did back in, like, 2015 of Alien Isolation. And that is where I would be best, but I hate fucking playing scary games, and so I won't do it. I'm also really, like, reticent to, because I love playing games, to make it my, like, job, to make it part of my job to play games, because then, like, okay, well, now every time I fire up a game, I've got to be like, oh, I should stream this. That seems like it sucks. I do a legit, dead ass, no kayfabe, Homer Simpson scream when I get pounced by an alien. Dude, Razor Jam, I would love, but here's the thing, I don't want to just go on a wide open RP server where people are trolling. Like, I want to try and go on one of these servers that have good personalities. Dude, I'd be killer at GTA RP. 100%. Or the horror game Outlast will have you straight Homer screaming. Yeah, I can't do it. I get too scared, man. I don't like it. Like, I don't mind if a game is a little spooky or whatever, even outright scary, but if it's like a big beast is chasing me and I can't get away with it and I can't get away from it, I can't fight it, fuck that game. I ain't doing it. I'm not playing it. I refuse. Wow. Time to stretch. Oh, man. I think I got a little wild at the pool when I was swimming yesterday. My back is not happy with me. I'm sorry, guys. I gotta end it. I'm in a lot of pain. And I can't sit in this fucking hard-ass chair anymore, so see you guys next time.